Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. You are watching my 13 and 14 week pregnancy update and got lots to talk about today. I just got done recutting Brad's hair. He got it cut today on base again. If you watch any of our vlogs, you'll know that it generally doesn't work out well. But I just recut it and I feel like I have his hair in my mouth. So anyway, moving on. So update on the baby's progress. They are the size of beets, which I always buy like canned beets if I ever buy them, and I can't really picture an actual beet, so it's a little bit bigger than a peach. They have all of their internal organs that are completely developed now, and most of them are functioning and like secreting fluids and doing their jobs, so they're well on their way to being like self-sufficient. I think I mentioned last time that their kidneys are functioning and they're actually producing urine, which they expel into the amniotic fluid, which brings me to a really interesting fact that the amniotic fluid for twins, 12 ounces of it turn over every hour. So it kind of makes sense why we're supposed to drink so much water and why we pee all the time, is because we're like processing the fluids for our own body and we're like cycling through this amniotic fluid at the same time. So we gotta constantly replenish that. And I am definitely experiencing that because I'm peeing all the time. I feel like I pee a lot and drink a lot of water when I'm not pregnant, and it's just magnified now. In addition to that, they can bend and move their arms and legs, which I didn't know wasn't a thing before. Like apparently they had arms and legs, but they couldn't bend them, and now they can, which gets us much closer to actually feeling the baby's movement, and I haven't felt anything yet. I thought maybe one time the other night when I was laying really still that I maybe could feel something. I think I'll know. When I start feeling the babies, I think I'm gonna know. I'm still laying on my stomach and my back when I'm sleeping a majority of the time, and I know you're not supposed to do that after a certain point in pregnancy, but I don't know when that point is, and so I guess I'll need to ask my doctor. One of my friends was saying like, you'll know when you can't lay on your stomach anymore. It'll just be like really awkward and uncomfortable, and that makes sense, but as of right now, it's still fine. But on my back, I don't know, I guess that can be pretty dangerous after a certain point once they get heavy enough and they're like pushing on your major artery. So we'll see. Another question I had that I forgot to ask my doctor is whether or not I can take baths. So I know you're not supposed to get in hot tubs because it raises like your core temperature. I think that's the reason. But can I take like a warm bath? Brad was like, just draw a bath and then like don't make it very warm. It's like, who wants to take a lukewarm bath? I don't. I need to research that a little more. Last week, I guess it was the end of last week, I ran out of diclegis, and my doctor said try to use it until the end of the first trimester, which was this week. No, that was last week, so it must have been the week before that I ran out. All these weeks are running together for me. I can't keep track. So whatever week it was the week before I was supposed to stop. I ran out of diclegis, so I just stopped taking it. And by the third day without it, I was almost throwing up again. So it like gradually wore off, and I was back to as bad or worse than where I started. So I filled the prescription like that day, started taking it again, and by like 3 or 4 days of taking it, I was kind of back to where, like all the progress that I had made and feeling good again. So it was like almost instantly that all my food aversions came back, and I was doing so good, like eating vegetables and chicken and being able to eat sources of protein and things like that I wasn't able to do up until that point. So it like started me back over when I stopped diclegis and then started taking it again, but I'm getting back. Another thing that I noticed the other day, I was on my feet all day. And I was like working on Etsy stuff, getting the house clean, getting ready for the baby shower that we threw, which was really, really fun. And by the end of the day, like I had not sat down all day, and my feet and my ankles were swollen. And I was like freaking out a little bit because I thought that was something that happens way later in pregnancy, like when you're really big, which it definitely does. But it had already started happening. So I put my feet up, and it was so ironic that that night in my book that I was reading, it was talking about feet swelling and ankle swelling, and it recommends with multiples, when you're pregnant with twins, triplets, or quads, that twice a day for 20 minutes at least, you try to lay down and put your feet up. And then if you're like sitting at a desk all day, which I pretty much am when I'm not going in between patients, I'm sitting at my desk, it says to put something underneath your desk that you can put your feet on, just so that they're not straight down, like that you can prop them up on. So I've started doing that, and we'll see if that helps. When I wear my scrubs, I can wear compression socks, which I think really helps, and sometimes I'll put those on at nighttime too. But just this week, I like can't get my scrubs over my hips. And it's so bizarre, like I'm a little bit behind on my weight gain still, so I'm not like I haven't even gained like that much weight, but I'm like shifting, I guess. My hips are getting wider, so I don't have much of a bump, but I'm like struggling to get my pants closed because I feel like my hips are widening. I guess that's all normal. I guess that's what's supposed to be happening, but it's making me feel like a behemoth. And I don't know, it's kind of a mind game. I know I always talk about this, and I was just talking to Brad about this last night, but like I'm normally, a huge part of what I feel like my identity is eating very healthy and exercising. And for the past, gosh, it's longer than I think it is. It's probably like for the past 15 years, I've been researching the perfect diet to the point where it was like maybe a little bit concerning for a while, but like I'm always striving to have the best, healthiest diet I can, and like the most effective, healthy workout routine, and all of that is out the window right now. Like I'm not able to eat the healthy items that I want to eat. I'm like not even able to eat them, and then I'm not able to exercise like I usually do. And that's a recommendation based on multiple pregnancies. You just have to be really careful with exercising. Calories are so important that like expending them on exercise is kind of reckless at this point. So anyway, it's just very weird. I feel like I've kind of, I don't know, I just feel like I've lost a little bit of who I am. And that's normal, and I'm totally okay with it. It's just kind of, I have these moments that it feels really weird. It definitely hits the woman a lot sooner than it hits the man, I feel like, because all of this stuff is happening to us. We're like experiencing big changes in our lives already. The guy doesn't really experience much change other than watching what we're going through until the baby actually arrives. So I have to like verbalize all of this to Brad so he can see where I'm coming from, and if I'm having a particularly weird or bad day, he can kind of understand a little bit better. So that was kind of a tangent, sorry about that. I had a doctor's appointment last Friday. That went really well. We got to see the babies. I'll link it in the iCard up here so you can watch that ultrasound. A lot of really good guesses about what the genders are. That brings me to my next point. I'm gonna have a gender scan August 7th, and we are going to do a really fun gender reveal project. We'll film it, and we'll probably post the video like August 8th. I can't wait. I have a strong feeling that it's a boy and a girl, but I can't wait to like know for sure, because then I can legit start buying clothes. At my doctor's appointment, I also learned that I am low in iron, so I've switched from my gummy vitamin to a regular prenatal vitamin, and it's one that the Naval Hospital prescribes, so I know it has everything I need, but I'm also supplementing extra folic acid with it. And I'm taking it before bed per your guys' recommendations, because it definitely does make you queasy. Like I've noticed even if I wake up in the night and have to pee, which is constantly, I'm like feeling queasy at nighttime. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's better than like feeling queasy all day. So as of last week, I am officially out of the first trimester and in the second trimester. And because of that, I wanted to update you on this book that I've been filling out. My mom got this for me at a little boutique in Texas, but I was able to find it on Amazon. It's called Mommy in Waiting, a guided pregnancy journal for the joyfully expecting. And like it has a quote from Psalm at the bottom. It has like biblical quotes throughout all of this and a lot of references to faith. So it's really right up my alley, and it's really fun to fill out. I found it on Amazon, so I will put that link in the description box below if you want to get this. I think it's reasonably priced. Like my mom inscribed it at the beginning, and I feel like I'm reading to like a kindergarten class right now. So it divides it into first, second, and third trimester, and then it has a calendar. Oh my gosh, it has a calendar. Shoot, I didn't even realize it had a calendar. I'm not filling that out. Oh my gosh. Neat. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and fill out my calendar. And then it has extra stuff in the back, which it has like these pockets. So all of the cards and things that we received when we found out we were expecting, I've put back here in that little pocket. And then in this pocket, I've put all of my pregnancy tests. That's not even anywhere near all of them, but my favorites, I guess. So that is really cool to have those things. Any little things that you like don't have room for in the book, you can put in these pockets. And then as you go throughout the book, you talk about like, your feelings when you first found out you were pregnant, like whether you were surprised or not, and then like symptoms that you had at the beginning, how you told everybody, if you waited to tell everybody or if you told everybody right away, your first doctor's appointment, and it goes through like your weigh-in, where it was, what the heart rates were, places to put the ultrasound pictures, which we had several of, and there was actually room for all of them in here. I was surprised. Like there were room for 3 ultrasound pictures in the first trimester, so it's good for IVF patients for sure, because you'll have 3 at least in the first ultrasound. I mean in the first trimester. This is funny, my complexion is gleaming and glowing, or thinks I'm a teenager. So just like funny little things like that it has. And then that was the second ultrasound that they had. This was the most recent ultrasound. I was also gonna put a picture in here. This is the one my mom went to, and I was gonna put a picture of my mom and I like holding the ultrasounds. I'll link that in here though, so you guys can see it. It was really fun. That was a really neat moment, just like seeing the babies with my mom. I am obsessed with this, like this journal, and this is great for a first-time pregnancy. Oh, this is good. So barely into the second trimester, my belly made its grand appearance during, I put week 13. That was when like I first could tell, especially, and this is weird, I think it's usually the opposite, especially when I lay down, I can tell that it's protruding. So when I do my bump update, I will, I'll show you guys from the front and side, and then I'll show you laying down, because I think that's where, like, I don't know, it's where I can tell. And especially like at nighttime when I'm sleeping, I told Brad, this is so funny, I'll wake up, like absent-mindedly put my hand on my stomach and be like, like, what is that? It's way bigger than it usually is, and it's like firm. So it's, I don't know, it's very strange. So my shower, my baby shower is officially underway in terms of planning, and my mom is hosting it along with my sister-in-law Susan and my sister Annie. I think they're both gonna help out. Susan kind of spearheaded it and then asked for my mom's help because it's gonna be in Missouri where my mom lives. So this will be in September. I'm very excited. In planning for that, I had to like hurry up and finish all of my registries. And then Brad's side of the family is doing an online shower because they're all in Illinois and we're in South Carolina, and we're not gonna be able to make it to Illinois before I can't travel anymore, which is quickly approaching. Like when we go to Missouri in September, that's like the last point at which I can travel. So, and we're also doing a baby moon. I'll have to tell you guys about that too. I'm out of breath. Okay, so in doing the shower preparations, I had to hurry up and finish my registry, which was like a little bit overwhelming. I was looking for a baby swing and there's like 500 baby swings. And I texted Brad and I'm like, do I just pick one? If you guys have like a baby swing that's miles ahead of the rest of them, let me know, but we'll have to buy 2, so hopefully it's less than like $150 is kind of the limit if we're gonna buy 2 of them. I was really confused on some of the things. There's just so many options, you just have to pick one. So it was fun finalizing the registry stuff today. I registered at Amazon, Target, and the Fluffy Penguin is where I think I'll buy a majority of my cloth diapers. They're just very reasonably priced. So those are the 3 places that I decided to register. And I am officially done registering until we find out the genders and I start registering for clothes. So pretty exciting. That made it feel really real, and like seeing little baby clothes and like their sheets and all that stuff makes me want to meet them so bad. Like I need to pump the brakes on looking at baby stuff for a while because I'm getting really anxious. I can't believe I'm already almost 15 weeks, so crazy. If you have any questions that you want me to address in these updates, please leave a comment below and I'll be happy to do that. Somebody requested that I do the Doppler again, so I will get that out right after I do my bump update. Here's my 14, almost 15 week bump. It just doesn't look much different.
No.
Maybe a little. Like when I do this, you can see the shadow.
You look wider, but...
I know! That's what's frustrating. So I do look wider?
Yeah, definitely.
How about that?
Yeah.
So I mentioned that laying down, I feel like it might be a little bit more prominent. So I'm gonna lay down here and then I'll do my heart rate monitor. I've loved having this, although I have not done it very often. I've heard mixed reviews on how often you're supposed to do an at-home Doppler, just because I guess it exposes the baby to some type of, what, sound wave?
Sound wave, yeah.
Some type of wave. So I don't do it very often. I literally, the last time I did it was like 3 weeks ago when I did my last update. So anyway, continuation of the bump update. That looks a little better. I will put a link for this Doppler in the description box below as well. I've had really good luck with this. I actually found the heart rates. When did we first do, was it 8?
I was gonna say like 6 or 8.
7 or 8 weeks. We did it for the very first time and we got them. So I think it was 8 weeks. No, we tried them once at the Naval Hospital, didn't get them. At 8 weeks we did.
Yeah.
So very early for an at-home Doppler. They say that you're not supposed to get them at home until like 12 weeks. I'll put the link in the description box below in case you want this one. But let's try to find them here. I just went right on it.
Wow.
I just set this on here. Man, that is loud.
That's the boy?
That's the girl. That's the one everybody thinks is a girl.
Wow, that's really loud. That's a strong heart.
This is the other, this is A. Horse galloping.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned because I will do, if there's enough to talk about next week, I'll do it next week. If not, then I'll just do a 15/16 week update the following week. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It really supports our channel and recommends this video to other people that might benefit from it. Hey, Harry. And hit the subscribe button if you're new also, because that will tell you each time we upload a new video, which is probably 3 or 4 times a week.